she is.
Raffela, she's here. Let's see if we can get her in. Waiting, waiting. This is currently sitting on a coffee mug and a lot of oats.
Hi,
Hi!
friends. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm dead inside. I am sick and dead,
No.
and I just want to sleep. But I have therapy today, so I have to be awake and go to therapy. But
A
other than that,
fantastic
I'm
resource.
good. I'm good. How are you guys? You guys are good?
Yes, good. My allergies are taking over, so a little bit in the same boat. So we'll keep this
Bro.
short and simple.
Yeah. So what's new with
Yeah.
you guys? Like, catch me up on your life. I'm ready for it.
Right. Well, Michael had another counseling appointment this week, so that'll be fun to talk about.
Yay.
And I started going to a group counseling session, which I've never done before.
How are you liking it? I've never done that either. It makes me like, yeah, I feel like I would like the inside. I'm like, oh, I think I would hate that because I don't really like people. But like, I've heard it's really beneficial. Like, have you liked
It,
it?
yes, actually, it was just like an intro so far, but just to kind of know that people of all shapes and sizes and kinds and colors and whatever are going through the exact same things that you are, is super duper helpful. And I mean, you don't have to talk if you don't feel comfortable, but other people will talk, and that kind of just helps it all flow. And it's good so far. The next one is on Wednesday, so we'll see.
Nice. Is it like every Wednesday, like once a week?
Yeah, so it runs for 8 weeks. And yeah, it's every Wednesday. It's a group of like I want to say maybe 15 of us.
Oh,
And yeah, so I got referred to that through the walk-in center that we have here that I've talked about many times before, and got set up with that. And yeah, so far so good.
okay. And is that free for you guys, or do you have to pay?
Free, 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 my love. Yes.
I love that.
And shockingly, so I used this walk-in center. They kind of do like an intake. It's on Doyle in the Interior Health Building for people who are in Kelowna. And it's basically like a one-on-one counseling walk-in session. And then from there, they kind of see what's the best fit for you, whether it's group, whether it's other one-on-one, whether it's just that was enough or whatever it is. And so I got referred, I did this story a couple years ago, and I got referred to one-on-one counseling, which was super helpful. But it did take like probably almost a month, maybe even more, to get into that one-on-one counseling, which can be rough. But this time around, it took like maybe a week. They called me already, yeah, and set up an appointment. So hopefully that means that budgets are growing and they're able to, slice down those wait lists. So if you're looking for a resource or anything like that, especially in Kelowna, go to the Interior Health Building on Doyle, second floor, hang a left all the way to the end and just hop into a one-on-one counseling session. We have that resource in our post, so go check that out.
Okay, and so that is completely free. You didn't have to pay at all.
Completely free.
And
No.
then, so then is that just like a single session? Like you only get one session with this person, or is it like a continuous therapy?
Yeah, so when you go into the Interior Health Building, that is just like a one session. You're not going to be signing up for more appointments, basically. You're not going to be walking out with another appointment with that person. So that's why they usually have to refer you to kind of outside sources. Like I'm going
Mm.
to a counseling center that's not in that building. It's completely
Oh,
separate.
okay, got it.
Yeah. But I still don't have to pay. It's still free.
That's really nice. It's really nice that you guys have a center like you can go to, like, hey, these are the problems I want to address, and then be
Totally.
referred directly to another free source. Like that sounds awesome.
Exactly. Do you have anything like that in Edmonton? Like, what do
I'm
you go
thinking,
through?
I know when you said you want to talk about resources, I was like, I feel like that is such a hard topic because you can ask different people and some people will say like, oh yeah, we have so many resources, but then thinking about like, is it actually accessible? Like, what
Right.
about people in financial situations? Like, is it free? And if it's free, is it still good quality? And so we
Yeah.
have something that's really awesome called Momentum Walk-in Counseling. I don't know if you've heard
Hmm.
of it, but
Yeah.
they are awesome, and they're like counselors who actually volunteer their time to do single
Wow.
session counseling, which is crazy. And I've never been there, but I've always wanted to go. That's where I really send people if they're like, I don't know where to go. I'm like, try that, because I feel like it's the same thing. Like you go in,
Yeah.
have like one session, and
Yeah.
then they can like send you to a direct resource from there. Because otherwise, people who are in crisis, it's scary. You feel overwhelmed. You're like, I don't really know where to go. And maybe you Google something, but then like a
Mhm.
hundred things come up, and some of them are religious, and some of them
Overwhelming.
are for like LGBTQ plus. And you're like, okay, well, I don't really fit into those. Like, it's just so
Yeah.
overwhelming. Some people say, like, you know what? I, nope, I'm not going to do any of it. I'm not even going to try. And I don't blame you, like, especially when you're in crisis, like trying to navigate the mental health system is freaking hard. And I want to make it easier, and I don't really know how.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's why I think we kind of rely on like feedback on here too, is to hear how people are looking for these resources or how we can make it easier for them to find it. Because, like you said, you Google something and Google returns a million different things, but are they local? Are they free? Are they online? Are they in person? Do you need to have an appointment? Like, there's so many things, really. And the only reason I knew about this was because I went to a walk-in medical clinic, and the walk-in doctor was amazing, luckily, and referred me to this resource. Otherwise, I would have no idea about it. I've never heard of it other than that, still to this day.
Like, how hard is that? Because you're like, I'm actually finding a resource that might help me, and there's only one person that knew about it, right? That
Yeah,
is so tough. If you need to go to a doctor, you Google like doctors near me, and then you can go to like any walk-in clinic. And I really hope that one day it's like that for mental health, and it's not stigmatized either. It's not like, oh, like I don't know if I'm sick enough to go get help. You know what I mean? It's like,
right.
no, something's not right. Let's just go check it out. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like it'll take
Right.
some time to get there for sure. But every single
Definitely.
time we have these conversations and we open up about it, I feel like we're like a step closer, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like as much as, prices are high for maybe private counseling, a lot of ones are on a sliding scale. So
Yeah.
I don't know if people know that, but basically it's like whatever you can afford at the time. And I think they're usually pretty good about it. Personally, I haven't had to do that, so I don't know for sure, but if anyone wants to comment on that. Um, and a lot, like if you have any sort of coverage, a lot is actually starting to get covered under either your private healthcare plan or maybe even MSP. So it sucks and it's annoying and it's frustrating, but if you can look into it, you might be surprised at what you can find for coverage in that sense.
Okay, it's
Um,
good to know. I feel like I need to like make a like really simple list of like all the resources in Edmonton and like what's good for each person. But that's so hard because, as I said, like a really good resource for me might not be a really good resource for someone else, right? It's so personalized. And oh, but you guys have a new resource coming up, right?
Yeah,
Tell me
we
all about
do. We're
that.
so excited. So we're gonna put out the post right after this. But since you guys are on here, you'll be the first to know that we are rolling out a resource called Ask Melissa. She is a local registered counselor in Kelowna, and she is going to be responding to your mental health questions. So we have a tab right on our home page, and a page just for her. All you have to do is click on that, type in your question, and hit submit, and off you go. And so she'll kind of filter through those and get as many as she can. But we are doing a giveaway for that. So the giveaway is going to come tonight, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to release that. So stay tuned. I'm really excited for the giveaway. It's pretty sweet. And it has to do even more with these resources, which I think will be super helpful. So stay
Oh, that's
tuned.
so awesome. So is it like anonymous? Like you can go on the website and like I don't can't say anonymous.
Anonymously.
It's like, I
Anonymous.
mean, it's not, but you can put in a fake name and a fake email address. It's still
True.
gonna work. So
Cool.
do
Get it.
whatever you want to do. The questions, though, will be posted. Obviously, if there's any personal details or anything like that, we'll omit it for confidentiality reasons. But other than that, yeah, it can be as anonymous or as public as you want it to be, really. But yeah, we're super looking forward to it because I think so much can come from like us talking about what we've gone through and what works for us, but to have a literal professional do some of the dirty work will be, I think, super, super accessible and make it
Yes.
maybe even more comfortable, right? Like it's almost like a jumping off point before you would go to therapy or counseling. And the coolest part of it all is if you go and seek her services through us, basically, she is donating $10 per session to the Foundry, our chosen local charity.
That's so great. Oh my gosh. So she
So
sounds
she,
amazing. And I do
she
really agree
is.
with you that it sounds like a good like stepping point, you know? Like
Right.
I don't know where to go, I don't know what to do. I'm like maybe too shy to see someone in person. They can go to
Yeah.
your website, ask the questions they have, and then get the answers that way. I think that's a really good first step for sure.
Thank you. Yay.
Oh
Yeah, we're
my
so
gosh.
excited.
And that
Yeah.
starts today or tomorrow or when?
That starts today. It's live on our website right now. So if you want to go check it out, please feel free. And we'll post like a little bit more about it just after we get off this call. But yeah, it's live. You can go check it out, send a message, whatever you want to do.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll definitely have to check it out. I'll share it to my own
Please
page as
do.
well, so like the
Mhm.
Edmonton people can see.
Yes.
That's so awesome. Okay, what else? Okay, do you guys have any other resources in Kelowna people should know about that they might not know about?
Yeah. Well, do you want to talk about maybe the people who would call you and like check in with you?
Doesn't matter.
Go ahead.
Um, there is a crisis line that people reach out to you here in Kelowna. I don't know, depending on the person, it can be frustrating or not. It's difficult, I guess, to hear someone check up on you, but that you don't know, but it's kind of heartwarming in the same way. It did help me pass through what I'm going through, which is kind of good. It's made me reach out beyond what I think I would have,
Right.
which makes a big difference.
Yeah. So it's basically, it's like I believe it's a psychiatric nurse and like a social worker kind of thing, and they work, I believe it's like 11 to 7, and you can call them to have them like kind of check in, or like when I started going back to work after Michael, um, had his whole incident and fell and like that kind of stuff. And obviously, I'm a little worried while I'm gone, right? And so if I didn't think he was like doing super well, I would just call up this line and say, hey, like, can you just give my boyfriend a call? Like, I think he would really benefit from just hearing from someone else or talking through some things. And they do, they call, and it's again free. So we have a post about that too on our feed, but yeah, I think like a little bit maybe he was like, I don't need this, but I think it was also nice to hear from someone else.
Hmm.
That seems
Yeah.
really nice, actually. Like, even if, yeah, the other person's like, oh, I don't need it, then they can always say, yeah, I'm good. But I love
Mm-hmm.
the option if you're worried about someone, you don't know what to do, or they don't want to speak to you directly, like, yeah, getting that third party involved. Because then they can be like, you know what, yeah, let's call, let's check up. I like that. That sounds awesome. And we have, like a text line here and like a crisis
Yeah.
line. So I'm hoping
Mhm.
that that's pretty much the same. I haven't used those services, but I've heard they're pretty great as well.
Well,
I've used it.
yeah.
Awesome.
That text 686868, I've used that, and they don't judge on it, which is kind of good. Like they were like open and honest. So like it's for kids, but like we don't know your age, we don't care. We're here to help, and we're actually looking at being those people as well, which is
Mm-hmm.
kind of we actually sent in our application for that, which is kind of cool.
That's so
Yeah.
great, you guys. Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
Are you
Yeah, we
not
actually
so
got
busy with your own business though? Can you do both?
I think if anything, it will lend itself to our business
Mhm.
Yeah.
because I mean, it's just so much more experience and that kind of thing to be able to talk to people and get more training really to know how to deal with people who are in crisis or where to refer them or what language to use or not use. Because, I mean, we're all different, right? And we really haven't taken any formal training. We're just kind of bouncing off
our personal experiences.
Yeah, so yeah, it'll be good. We actually got an email back that was like, we've had overwhelming response and whatever, so who knows if we'll even actually be needed because it sounds like they've got a pretty good following, which is really,
Which
really
is
cool to see.
awesome. And there's obviously so many organizations, so many programs that you guys could turn to. If that one's full, then like, okay, let's try the next one, right? I'm sure
Yeah.
everyone needs help in some way, shape, or form. So, and you guys would be totally great with that, especially because, you know, as you said, like having that lived experience just
Yeah.
gives you so much more empathy and understanding and patience with what someone's going through or experiencing. So, I love it. I love it. I love it. Sometimes I want to do that, but I need to know, like, for myself, like, I need to take it slow. I can't put too much on my
Yes.
plate because I need to focus
Yes.
on my own mental health. And
Mhm.
sometimes that means, like, saying no to some stuff, which
Yeah.
sucks because I know I'm like, I want to do everything. I want to
I
change the
know you
world, but
do.
sometimes we can't. And that's okay
Yeah.
too.
It's the little things that matter, and you're doing the best that you can, A, and you know, B, you're doing a lot more than I'm sure a lot of other people are anyways. So it's every
Thanks.
little thing is important. Yeah.
Yeah. And oh my gosh, I don't even know when my shirt's coming because I ordered from you guys. When did I order that? Like, that was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, they can take a little bit longer just because they are made to order.
Right.
But we should get them this week, hopefully. So you should get them either end of this week or next.
That's so exciting. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna wear it with such pride. I'm so excited. I love that you
You're so
guys
cool.
donate some of the proceeds to what's it, the Foundry? Is
Mhm.
that what it's called?
Yes, the Foundry. Yeah,
Awesome.
the Foundry Kelowna. So it's a youth mental health center, and basically they do it all. It's like a one-stop shop for mental health. And like Michael said, even though things say youth or teen or whatever, they're not going to turn you away.
Yeah.
So if you need help and
Or they'll find it for you.
or they'll help you find it. Yeah, exactly. Just reach out. They're never gonna say no, and if they do, that's the worst that they did, and move on. And we'll always help you find something. We won't ever say no. So if you need help, just message us.
Oh my gosh, you guys are the best. Thank you for talking to me and teaching me
Thank you.
about Kelowna resources. It's always that's something I
Mhm.
struggle with is like I'm learning so much about like the resources in Edmonton, but when
Totally.
people from Calgary or BC or wherever they're asking me, I'm like
Yeah.
I do not know. And that's something that I
Yeah.
really want to educate myself about so we can just keep helping more and more people, right?
They're so varied too, which makes it super tricky. Like from city to city, province to province, like country to country, they're so varied. But I will tell you that almost every single place has a crisis line or a text line. So worst case scenario, that's where you go to, and they're usually pretty helpful in finding what you need. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you guys. I love
Thank
this.
you.
We need some suggestions on what we need to talk about next
Mhm.
time because I love
Yes.
having like each like talk we do, each video is like a specific subject so we can like really get into the details of it. Um,
Yes.
I love it. And if there's any like
Yes.
important resource that we missed, please let us know. That's
Yeah,
also
Mhm.
important.
definitely. We want to share all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, message us if you have any ideas for what you want us to talk about next week or what you want to join in on. And then if you have any resources that you know about, doesn't matter where they are, anywhere, international, don't care, let us know and we'll post them so more people can know about it.
Awesome. Thank you guys. I'll talk to you next week.
Absolutely. And stay tuned for our giveaway tonight for Ask Melissa.
Yes, 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 yes. Okay, that's so exciting. I'll have to definitely remember to do that. Okay.
Okay, sounds good. See you. Have
Bye.
a good week.